Brighton 1, Arsenal 0. And right now, the score is 2-2 Manchester City, Nottingham Forest. Since Arsenal's won the game, they're now 7 points clear of Manchester City. Assuming Manchester City and Nottingham Forest ends in a draw, it looks like it just did, that means that Arsenal is now 7 points clear, which means with a game in hand, if Manchester City beats Crystal Palace with that game in hand, and then beats Arsenal in April, that means Arsenal will still be 1 point ahead of Manchester City in the title race, which is very, very important. So that was this was a good night for Arsenal. And to be fair, if you watch this game, if you didn't know who was in front, who was the better team and everything like that, you would have thought that Arsenal was the team in 14th or 15th place like Brighton is. I don't know where they are, but and because Brighton really played well and was pretty well dominant in the game, and Arsenal only had one shot on goal, I believe, and that was Saka's goal in the 11th minute and in the 9th minute. Sorry, he put the ball, it deflected off the defender right to the keeper's legs, and that was it. And that was that was a that was all was needed for Arsenal. Defense was absolutely outstanding for Arsenal. You didn't have Saliba out there. You had Mascara out there. Hold on, let me take a look here. Yeah, you had Mascara out there. You had Gabriel Mascara. Okay, and Mascara was replaced by Calfiori, Hincapié, and Timber. I mean, just an outstanding defensive display by Arsenal. Like I said, even though Brighton pretty much controlled the game, really for the most part, was really looked like the better team for the most part as I saw it. Arsenal was able to get that one shot on goal, and that was all that was needed for the victory. It was an outstanding defensive display by the early second minute. David Raya gave the ball away to one of the Brighton players. I forget who it was. It might have been Ruder. I'm not sure. But he gave the ball away, and he chipped the ball over Raya's head, and Gabriel got back and headed the ball clear and preserved 0-0 at that point. That for Saka scored his game-winning goal in the 9th minute. And it was a fantastic performance by Arsenal in terms of defensive display. Saka gets the goal, and that was all that was needed. This was a tricky game for Arsenal, playing against Brighton at their place. Brighton has been on a good run. They've won a couple games in a row, and for an Arsenal stand, this is probably as good a result for Arsenal as you could possibly have wished for. Maybe if Nottingham Forest had beaten Manchester City, got 8 points clear, but I'm not beggars can't be choosers, and 7 points clear is perfectly fine. Like I said, that means if Manchester City win their game in hand, defeat Arsenal at the Etihad, that means Arsenal's still 1 point clear. Now Arsenal's next game is in the FA Cup on Saturday at 7:15 a.m. where I'm at. Then they play Everton the following week and at home. Again, this has been a good night for Arsenal. Now, if you look at the stats, I think they're going to show you that Brighton was probably the better team overall. Yeah, Brighton had 60% of the possession to Arsenal's 40%. 3 shots on goal for Brighton, 2 for Arsenal. 11 shot attempts by Brighton, 7 for Arsenal. 12 fouls for Arsenal, 14 by Brighton. 4 yellow cards for Brighton, 1 for Arsenal. No red cards between both of them. 4 corner kicks for Brighton, 3. And Arsenal didn't get a corner kick till like midway through the second half. And 2 saves by Raya, 1 save by their keeper. Again, just for an Arsenal standpoint, just purely from an Arsenal standpoint, with 8 games left, you're 7 points clear, and you've already played Manchester United twice. You played Aston Villa twice. You've played Chelsea twice. You played Liverpool twice. All your games are below 6th place. Okay, with the exception of Manchester City on April the 18th. You should be well on your way to winning the Premier League. Now, the other score that was interesting was West Ham 1, Fulham 0. That was at Craven Cottage, where Tottenham played on Sunday morning. And that means that West Ham is now 1 point away from Tottenham. Now, Tottenham plays tomorrow at home against Crystal Palace. Let's see that, and then let's see that with Manchester City getting a draw, that means that means that Manchester City, that means Tottenham is now 1 point above Nottingham Forest and tied with. Let me take a look at that. Because let me see here, because that might have, West Ham is, they're both on 28 points. The goal differential, favors Nottingham Forest. So Nottingham Forest is above West Ham United only on goal differential at this point, which means Nottingham Forest could, and Tottenham, that is poor for Tottenham, okay? And I want my North London derby. Do not piss this away, Tottenham. I want my North London derby. Okay, do not piss this away. You need to beat Crystal Palace and then and go 4 points ahead, 4 points clear of both Nottingham Forest and West Ham, and let them worry about relegation. But even if you beat Crystal Palace, you're not out of the relegation zone. You're still in. You got to play Liverpool next. Oh my God! And Liverpool just got beat by Wolverhampton Wanderers. Look, it's interesting for the relegation zone, but from an Arsenal standpoint, purely from an Arsenal standpoint, a fantastic victory, a great win for Arsenal. Fantastic, 3 points, a tricky game against Brighton at Brighton. Now you're 3 points clear, 7 points clear of Manchester City, and so all things are good from an Arsenal standpoint on this from this front. Thanks for watching. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.